And the reason why I say those two names is because Gary Vee is really one of my first internet mentors who got me into digital marketing back in 2015. But Pace Morby is who I've been following in the real estate space with his personal brand, seeing how he's blown up. That blueprint, we're just following it with Javier, and it's just document everything that he does, put it out to the world, and the people that know, like, and trust him will gravitate to him. And
Mhm.
now, while he's sleeping at night, and there's people on YouTube searching, how to
Yep.
how to how to turn an Airbnb into a pad split, right? Our most recent video, his video will come up. They'll get to spend an hour with him and a few other people that are on that show,
Mhm.
and get to know Javier for a full hour,
Yep.
and while he's sleeping. And that
Yep.
next, video that comes out, or that next opportunity for someone to interact with them or join our community or be a part, they're going to be more likely to say yes to that because they've gotten to know Javier through watching his channel, watching his clips. And so that's really going to be a big goal for us here. But
Yep.
you nailed it right on the head. Digital real estate.
Digital real estate. And guys, a real quick pro tip, like, you know, when me and Matt first got together, he's like, hey man, when do you want to do a jam session? I'm bringing my camera, I'm bringing my mics. I'm going to sit you in a seat and I just want you to jam out in front of this camera. Like I could have easily think it and not done anything or been like, hey man, can we record that video again? You can ask him straight up. I didn't want to re-record anything because a lot of times your first video is going to be better than your second video, right? And then taking that imperfect action is so, so important. That's where most people mess up. And I'm sure he can touch on this a lot more than I can because he's been coaching people in the digital world this whole time, all these hundreds of students. And one of the biggest things is people get caught up on perfection. You know how many comments I've gotten like, oh man, your words are coming off the screen. That doesn't look good. That's okay, man. Listen, my one video will outperform your video that you never put up, right? Period. Right? That is super important. My one video will outperform the video you never put up and that you thought about putting up or you thought about perfecting. So go out there, take action, make your imperfect videos, and you'll get better. Your production will get better. Your team will grow. Guys, things start from the bottom, right? We don't get to the top of the mountain all of a sudden out of nowhere. You got to take one step at a time. And that's with anything in life, good or bad, right? It's a process. You have to go through that process. And how are you going to go through that? Right. So I just remember when we did that first few jam sessions, and I just went forward. I was just like, whatever,
Yeah.
man. Can't no,
No,
it's not.
yeah. I mean, just to give people an idea, I just went to count just to be safe, but we've already have about 15 videos, not only recorded, but a majority of them have already been released. So we've only been really diving in and jamming for, I'd say, what, 30 days,
Yep.
roughly, maybe give or take a couple. But still, we've already gotten 15 videos in a short amount of time.
Yep.
And again, going to Javier's pro tip, which I completely agree. Good is better than perfect, right? That's
Yep.
something that I like to tell my clients all the time, right? Good is better than perfect. And
Yep.
so what I love working about Javier so far up to this point is that he's a man of action and imperfectness, which is like when I
Yep.
said, let's just jam, let's just record it and let's go. He was like,
Go.
let's go. I was like, so I love that because in this age of building anything, whether it's an in-person business, brick and mortar, or online, speed is your friend. And so when you get bogged down with something that's not perfect, I mean, even for this episode here, this is kind of like our inaugural kickoff episode. I mean, like we're just trying to be relaxed. We're just trying to get something out there to you guys. Like eventually we'll have better backgrounds and we'll have better, gear
Dude,
we're wearing or something, but
dude, I need a 3D background that's moving like yours. That's all
yeah,
I
we'll get you hooked up. It's fairly simple to set up, and I'll show everybody how to do it. It's not that hard, but take that as kind of like if you're sitting on the fence about starting anything, whether you're starting to get into real estate or you're starting to do something, whatever it may be, whether you're going to do it digital or not,
yeah.
that's a fundamental rule that you can live by, which is just take imperfect action.
Yep.
Done is better than perfect.
Yep.
Um, and I have so many of my previous clients, even myself, and the things that I've done is because I've just taken the foot forward, even though something wasn't complete, and then kind of maybe building the plane as I'm falling out. I heard
Yeah.
that a lot too, right?
Yep.
Build the plane as you fall, right?
Yep.
Versus, oh, let me go build this plane. Let me take 6 months. Let me take a year. Let me take 2 years to build all this stuff and then launch, and then falls on deaf ears.
Yeah. Let me one thing comes to mind really quick. Out of all the hundreds of students you work with that built multiple six-figure digital online products, what separate that student from making a six-figure online product, killing it, to the one who didn't? Was it the product? Was it them? Was it their looks? Was it they were consistent? I mean, what did you see that really made that one person shine versus the person who didn't?
Yeah, if I had to pick out one unique trait to each of the most successful students that I've ever had, each of them are successful on different timelines. Some are successful within the first couple of weeks, some are successful in a couple months, you know, in a year, right? But the ones that have always been successful have always been the ones that, again, are they get something out there and it's not perfect.
Yep.
They are proactive, right? They just keep moving one step forward. They don't stop. They don't
Yep.
they don't let one roadblock or barrier prevent them.